What's going on, Evenant? Big Jer, back with you again. And today, we're going to be making a pole space that you might find in any of these modern trailer type songs. We're going to call it TradeRunner. It's going to sound like this. All right, pretty cool sound, a lot going on. Let me show you how to make it. So before we get into making this sound, I'm using a bit of the macros to create a lot of that texture and a lot of that, it changes the sound a lot. So I wanted to kind of show you again what I was doing with the automation or the mods, so you know how we're getting these evolutions in the sound. So cool. These are going to be our macros, and we'll get into what they do. All right, this is kind of how it goes, though. Notice it's just one note. We're playing an F1. And then again, this automation or the mods, the macros, that's what's really going to create the sound. Here we go. So let's get into making it. Okay, so first off, notice that I end up giving you guys little tips right here, whether I say like F1 or macro or whatever. I tend to give you a little tip about how to use the preset. Cool. So we're going to go ahead and reset this guy or initialize the patch, and we're going to start building it. So again, the automation is here. Let me go ahead and actually just kind of duplicate this over. So we're not getting any automation right now, and then we'll drag it back over to make sure that we are getting the same automation effects. Great. So let's go ahead and set ourselves up for building this. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and grab a couple wavetables. Let's grab acid. Okay. Wait a minute, not acid. Let's grab this one right here. Okay. And let's also grab Juno. There was no real thought process behind picking these. I kind of went through. I tried to find something that worked. There it is. So we're taking these down an octave. Okay, and I'm also going to take this down an octave as well. And we're going to set this up over here. So at this point, okay, and we'll put the filter on. So at this point, we want to start kind of, that's all we got right now. So let's start making this like animated a little bit, using some modulation. So over here, we're going to go ahead and pull this down. We're going to make ourselves a little filter here, put it on trigger. And we're going to apply this to a few things. So first off, we'll apply it to here. Okay, and we're going to bring it over here. I'm going to put it here and also on our cutoff. We'll bring this guy up all the way. This looks pretty good here. I want to take this from bilateral to one direction. Like the band, right? No, sorry. And then we're going to go over here and kind of bring it like that. That looks good. Let's make it direct out. And let's listen to what this sounds like at this point. Okay, we're getting it moving the way we want now. Cool. So let's go ahead and start making it a little more unique. Let's first of all put it to mono. So let's go ahead and add a blend mode. Okay, we'll put it on flip. Okay, that's good. And we're going to end up putting sync here. And we're going to go ahead and kind of rack through that. So, our third one was sync. So we could... Cool. That'll work. So we'll write sync in here. This guy here, we're going to go ahead and bring it over to the filter to kind of have this guy open up just a little bit. Perfect. So we can call this filter. Okay, that's looking good. And the sync, we've got that over here. Flip's looking good. And let's put everything through the, let's put everything through. There we go. Okay, yeah, it's starting to sound exactly like we want it to. And the last thing we're going to add is this guy here, and this is just going to help this open up a little bit when we need it to. Cool, so that's going to add a little bit of tone there for us. Cool. And I think we're just going to switch this from the full window to a half window. Cool, it's going to be just a little less aggressive. Okay, so before we move on to the effects section, we're going to do one more modulation here. And it's going to be kind of, this is what's going to kind of make the thing a little more expressive. Okay, let's see, something like this. Okay. And we're going to take this over here and give it a little bit of animation. And you could play with this, get this just right. I took a little bit of time when I was making the preset to just kind of dial this right in. Sounds pretty cool. All right, let's pop over to the effects section. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to put some dimension expander on it. We're going to take advantage of this guy here. Just give it a little bit of... And let's go ahead and turn off the mix here. In fact, that reminds me, let's go back over here and I want to put one unison here. Let's grab ourselves some distortion, pop on a dioid 1, and hell yeah. But let's go ahead and take this guy again and give it a little bit of motion. And if that's a little bit too much, which I think it is, let's pull down this wet and dry here mix knob. So next we'll put a little bit of phaser on it to give it some, you know, just a little bit of different sound. As you get a lot of cool stuff by turning this rate down, the depth down. Another cool trick is if you just turn everything down, you get this cool like guitar kind of effect. Just sounds kind of like, I don't know, like guitar might sound. Another good tip though, if you want to dial it in a little bit differently, is if you take these guys down, you can move this frequency knob around too. Kind of like that right there. Cool, but it's up to you. You can dial this in exactly how you want. I'm going to put that compressor on regular. Nice, just kind of dials it in a bit. All right, then we're going to maybe put a little reverb on it just to give it some space. And then same thing, we could take this guy over here and just kind of turn it up however much we want. Cool, I like that. And finally, this is actually pretty cool. We're going to add a EQ. So we're going to create a little back and forth here. Let's go ahead and grab this guy, and we're going to put it over here to the gain. We're going to make it single and have it go up just a little bit. And what this is going to do is kind of make the bass a little bit bigger at parts. Nice. And we're going to kind of do the opposite over here. So I'll bring this guy here, and I kind of want it to go the opposite way. Very cool. Okay, that's pretty much the effects there. And let's go over to global, put it on ×4, and just kind of change a couple of these guys. So we're just going to bring in the width a little bit. And I like just playing around with these unisons a little bit. Anytime you have 2 unisons on any of these guys over here, you could you can kind of play with them a little bit, just dial in the sound just a little more, make it just a little more unique. Very cool. So let's go ahead here. I'm going to move this back over. I'm going to re-engage my automation, and let's see what we got. Okay, pretty much there. Let's just kind of fine tune this a bit, and we think we've got it. So we're going to pull this guy back just a bit. Okay, going to bring this up just a bit, pull that back. Okay. And we're going to bring this back here for sure a bit. Okay, that's cool. And I believe we need to switch this from MG to just low 12. Let's see what that does. And let's turn these guys. There we go. Now we've got all those modulation points doing their thing. And again, I'm just giving you guys, like, remember these things over here, this isn't like the sound, you know, this is just me kind of showcasing the different things that you could do. Like, you don't need to do this little riff. I don't even know if that's cool or not. I'm just kind of showing off that you could change the pitch or the sync of it. You know, it's up to you guys to experiment and make this your own, or just do exactly like I did. Easy enough. Remember, we're just going to go ahead and hit this save button. You're going to go into your Evenant folder. You're going to go ahead and call it whatever you want. I called it Pulsar TradeRunner. All right, guys. I had a blast making this with you. I'll catch you on the next one. See ya.